Well, if you can't beat them, let's join them. Let's see if that's the rationale for AT&T getting into voice over internet. This is Hossein Eslambolchi, Chief Technical Officer of AT&T. I got that right, didn't I, sir?
You sure did.
Yeah, there you go. Plenty of practice. That's what makes perfect. Okay, why would anyone, given the fact that this is now a business that we've seen everybody wants into, why would anyone think that there's any money to be made in voice over internet at this point?
The reason we believe we can make money over the internet for these type of applications is in the traditional way of delivering services to customers, whether they are consumer customer or business customers. Everybody have looked at only one application, that's just voice. We believe that voice is just an application that sits on top of the internet protocol infrastructure. And given AT&T own and operate the Ferrari of IP networks, it is the only race actually in the game today. And we believe we can deliver additional services such as voice, video, text, instant messaging, and chat over a single infrastructure that will reduce your cost dramatically.
All right, sir, is it possible that you would be in a situation like where AOL finds itself, where you actually have to cut price to sell this product versus your current higher prices?
I don't think so, because if you look at the way the internet is really evolving, the entire internet is going to move over the next probably few years or so dramatically in terms of the IP infrastructure. I believe the IP is like a Pac-Man. It's going to eat everything on its way, and every application is going to be eaten through this IP infrastructure. So if you think about voice, it's just a simple application. If you think about bundling of the services for a customer, whether they are consumer or business customers, you can literally, make a lot of, indent in terms of the way you're delivering these type of services at the higher level of quality, resiliency, and reliability. And there's no other company on the face of this planet that can deliver reliability and the services the way AT&T does, because we go to more places with more packets and more reliability than any other telecommunication on the face of this planet today.
Mr. Eslambolchi, does the Pac-Man drive the Ferrari you described? I just want to make sure I have the metaphor right. Or does the Ferrari chase the Pac-Man down the road? How's that going to work?
Actually, it's the Ferrari is just a network. It's the Pac-Man, which is the application that runs on the largest IP network.
Right. I just had to clarify that. Thank you. Those are great metaphors. Now, let me ask you this. Business. Are these going to be business customers? Everyone's going into the internet telephony game. Everyone's going into this game. But they're all talking consumers, businesses, and the pricing may be stickier on the business side, less deflationary. Where do you stand on that?
Well, the business, we have been offering voice over IP services since 1997 for our enterprise and business customers. We have 4 million business customers already, and we've been offering them to a lot of customers. As a matter of fact, in the past few months, we have seen an increased rate of the customers trying to adopt voice over IP services. So we have been delivering and offering these voice over IP services for many years already, and we've been able to deliver it with a reliability that is really unseen and unmatched in the entire industry. The internet a few years ago had to have like a 3 nines of reliability, like 99.99. The normal TDM or the long distance infrastructure delivers about 5 nines of reliability. That's 5 nines. AT&T today delivers about 4 nines and a half reliability. Nobody can come close to reliability of the AT&T delivers today. So we believe we have the network, we have the quality, we have the scale, and we also have the resiliency to be able to deliver it. The other key factor in terms of the whole evolution of the voice over IP is the endpoints. If you think about the business customers, they have to connect literally to an endpoint that may not be IP. For example, somebody in the business customer may call you at home and you don't have an IP endpoint. So it's going to take literally about a decade or so before all of these endpoints are going to get converted over the IP infrastructure.
Let me ask you, Mr. Eslambolchi, because you are the Chief Technical Officer. We had people from Sonos Network on next week. They bid that stock up furiously in the market. Does that make sense from where you sit? Are you a big buyer of Sonos Network equipment?
Well, we actually buyer of all kind of vendors that we actually deal with, suppliers. So Sonos is clearly one of them, but we deal with all kind of vendors and suppliers across the entire packet infrastructure. We are a multi-vendor company, so we just don't use one single technology for our voice over IP infrastructure. We try to diversify that to be able to get the best of the breed of every technology, to be able to not only lower our CapEx, our capital expenditure, but at the same time be able to lower our operational expenditure along the way.
All right, we thank you very much. Didn't get the regulatory issues. We'll do that another time. Still to come on KNC. We'll get you up to date on all the after the bell news that hit the tape, and